All right, so now we're going to go over how to use the MyFitnessPal app. So first and foremost, if you have another calorie tracking app that you use that you like, feel free to use it. You by no means have to use MyFitnessPal, but it is the biggest, most popular, and therefore has the biggest library of foods. And as you'll see as we go through this tutorial, having the big library of foods really helps. So you don't have to go in and enter stuff yourself and look at labels and calculate and put it into MyFitnessPal yourself or whatever app you're using yourself. So it does make it easier, but if you already have one you like, roll with it, totally fine. But the first thing you're going to do is go to your app store. Of course, whether it's Android or iPhone, it's going to be a different process, but go to the app store, download the app. There will be a setup process for you to go through. I've already set mine up a long time ago, so I'm not going to go over that, but it's pretty simple. It walks you right through it, and once you get it set up, come back to this video, and then I'll teach you how I want you to use it. So first and foremost, we're going to click on the app. All right, the first thing I need you to do is actually connect us on here so I can go in and check your food journal. So we're going to hit more, which is the bottom right of the screen. You'll see 3 dots and it says more. You're going to click on that. Okay, from there you're going to scroll till you see friends, which on my screen here is about right in the middle. So click on that. All right, then in the top right you're going to see a plus sign. You're going to click on that plus sign. And the last option here says email or MyFitnessPal username. Click on that. And then you'll enter either my email that's attached to my app here or my username. And I've left both of those in my in the email that I'm sending you with this video. So access that, enter it here. That'll connect us on MyFitnessPal so I can go in and check your journal as needed. All right. So I'm going to hit the arrow at the top left to go back. Hit the X at the top left. Hit the arrow at the top left again. All right, so now you're going to scroll till you see nutrition. So on my screen here is the very top option. Hit nutrition. All right, here's where we're going to override what MyFitnessPal is going to be telling you it wants you to eat calorically. So it's going to give you a number. It's got its own way of calculating. I'm going to calculate that number for you instead. I've got some formulas I use, and I'm going to enter it several times to get an average, and it's going to give us a more accurate calculation of what your total daily energy expenditure is, which is how many calories you burn in a day. And I use that number to calculate how many calories you should eat in a day. So I'm going to give you back the number of calories I want you consuming in a day. And you're going to override the number they give you. You're going to go into this nutrition screen here that I already showed you. You see towards the bottom it says goal. Okay, for me it says goal of 2550. It's right above where it says foods highest in calories. So it says goal. I'm going to click on that 2550 number. All right, so here at the top you see it says default goal. Below that says calories 2550. All right, so I'm going to click where it says 2550 on the right there. And now I can go back and override the number. So let's say that MyFitnessPal gave me 2550 as my number and I needed it to be 2800. Then I go in here and do 2800. Okay, but I'm going to keep it 2550. All right, and hit the top, the arrow, or hit the check button right above the calculator there on the right. And then top left, we'll hit the arrow button back. Okay, so we'll do that. Now you have the calories that I want you consuming in a day loaded. All right, so at the bottom of the screen now, you see the big plus sign. To the left of that, you see it says diary. I want you to click on diary. Okay, so let's talk about the top of the screen. So you see that my calories remaining for the day are 1289, okay? So that means I've had 1,261 calories for the day, all right? So a couple things about these numbers. You're going to see at the top there where it says 2550 is my goal minus 1261 that I've already eaten plus exercise. That means that if I enter my exercise for the day, let's say I did a boot camp and burned 500 calories, MyFitnessPal is going to give me 500 extra calories that I can now eat for the day. I do not want you to do that. Do not enter your exercise into MyFitnessPal. It will slow down your results and it's not going to create the deficit that I want you to have. Okay, remember the secret sauce to this caloric deficit thing is I want you eating low enough calories that you get results, but not so low that you can't maintain it or that it's miserable or that you're starving all day. And we do have to find that magic number for you, which we will. But putting that exercise number in is just going to throw things off. So do not enter exercise in MyFitnessPal. So for me, I've got 1,289 calories left for the day. All right, so let's talk about how to enter food. So for breakfast here, you see that I have my Super Shake that I add in here. So I'm actually going to go through real quick and delete all that. I'm doing this so you can see how to delete something. Okay, I'm pushing it to the left. It pulls up the delete, and I'm deleting it. Okay, so I'm going to zero everything out here. Again, I'm showing you this just so you know how to do it. All right, so now we have a blank screen, sort of. We still got honey left in here. Get rid of honey. All right, so now I've woken up, started my day. I'm about to eat breakfast, and the way I do journaling is I like to enter the food I'm about to eat first before I actually eat it. So let's say that I've already eaten this big breakfast, and I realize when I'm done, I ate more than I probably should have. Now I don't have that many calories left for the day. Well, now it's too late, right? So what I like to do is all right, let's say that for breakfast I'm going to have eggs. Okay, let me go back one here so I can show you. So you see where it says breakfast, right below it says add food with a plus sign. You're going to click on that. Okay, it's going to take you to the screen where you can have the recent foods you've eaten, frequent foods you eat, and some other stuff over here, which I'll get to in a second. But let's say that I'm new to this. I have nothing in my frequent list, nothing in my recent list, and I had eggs for breakfast. I'm going to go to the search feature at the top, type in eggs. Okay, hit search at my bottom right here on my keyboard. It's going to pull up eggs. Now, it says egg, 1 large. Okay, click on that. Let's say I had 3 eggs and not 1. So it's going to take me to the screen. Right in the middle there, it says serving size and then number of servings. So locate that. Okay, click on where it says number of servings. And now I can alter it. I can move it to 3 here with this little scroll feature. Then I hit the check mark here right in the middle on the blue block here. All right, so now it's got me at 3 eggs. Now, the very top right of the screen, there's a check mark. Click on that, and that adds it into my breakfast. Now it says I've had 3 eggs. Right below where it says that, it says add food, so I can add another food. Let's say that I had an apple, okay? Search apple, and search at the bottom right again. It says apple, 1 medium. It's going to have all kind of different things for apple in here. You find the one that's most applicable to you. Say I had 1 medium apple. Add that. Pulls me back to the screen. Top right, check mark. Click it again. Boom, it's in there. Okay. So now for my breakfast, I've had 294 calories, and I've got, if you go reference back to the top of the screen, I've got 22.56 left for the day. All right. So now I've entered breakfast. Now for lunch, let's say that. I'm going to go back here, right below lunch, that says add food. I'm clicking that again. Let's say I have my Super Shake. Now, I have the same shake almost every day, and because of that, and it's got a lot of ingredients, I don't want to have to re-enter it all the time, okay? That gets a little bit arduous. So, at the top there, it says recent, frequent, my foods, meals, and recipes. Where it says meals, I'm going to click on that, and I've already preloaded my Super Shake in here, okay? You see it right there in the middle. It says Super Shake. Click on that. And you see I've already loaded all the things in here. So once I click on it, the check mark at the top right, I can click on that, and boom, it adds it into my lunch without having to add each individual thing. So it lets you build meals out too, which makes it really convenient if you're eating the same things over and over again, especially if it has a lot of ingredients. Or let's say this breakfast of 3 eggs and 1 apple is what I eat every day. I can load that as a meal, and then click on meal, add it in. It's really simple. This is why calorie tracking has gotten so easy, because of technology like this. So it's really, really super simple. All right, so that's one way to enter your food. Let's talk about a second way. You see at the bottom, there's a big plus sign, blue circle with a white plus sign. Click on that. It's going to pull up these icons here. The middle one, that red or orange, whatever color that is, which says food. Click on that. Now I can select my meal from this screen as well. Let's say dinner. Okay, now let's maybe pull something from my frequent list. Go to frequent there at the top. All right, let's say I had, I don't know. Don't judge me for things like chocolate chip cookies, because when you eat this way, you can have stuff like that. Let's say that for dinner I had a salad, so I can add some lettuce in there, right? I can go back. Hit that plus sign again, hit food again, hit dinner again. and add something else to it. Let's say that I had some ranch dressing with it. I think I saw in there, house ranch. Okay, add that. Anyway, I can build it out from that screen as well. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. So if you see for the day so far, if this was real, I would have had 3 eggs and an apple. I would have had that super shake for lunch. And here's what's really cool, and this is why this way of eating is so awesome, is you see for dinner, I had lettuce and ranch dressing, okay, which, we may typically think of ranch as not the greatest, healthiest thing in the world, and it's not the most healthy option, no. But calorically, if I am reasonable about how much I use, I've eaten all this food today, and I've still got 1,500 left over. So let's say for a snack, I'm really craving those cookies. I saw them in here somewhere. Maybe it's under frequent. All right, chocolate chip cookies. A small one is 50 calories. That's who eats one, right? So let's say I had 2. And now there's room in my plan here for some cookies. So anyway, you can see how tracking your calories gives you a little more freedom, because now if you have calories left over, you can have some of the stuff you love. You can't overdo it, obviously, but you can have some of the stuff you love, especially if most of your food is coming from more healthy, lower calorie sources. But also, this app makes it so incredibly easy. I just tracked an entire day of eating, in 3-4 minutes? And that's really how simple this thing is. So that's how you use MyFitnessPal. It's really that easy, really that simple. So download the app, start using it. Get everything set up. I will give you your total daily energy expenditure number and how many calories you should be aiming for in a day. You're going to load that in. You're going to connect on here with me so I can check it, and then start tracking your food. You wake up, before you eat your meal, you're going to enter the meal, and then that way if you've eaten too much or you're about to eat too much for that meal, or if it's just right. And you can actually, if you wanted to, plan the whole day in the morning, and that way you know what you're going to eat all day. There's a lot of ways to go about this, but the cool thing is, like I said, if at breakfast, I realize, for breakfast, I realize, let's say that I had let's add something here that's got a lot of calories in it. I would not eat tuna for breakfast. Well, let's say that I did, and that's a lot of calories. Let's say that before I eat, I loaded this in and realized, oh man, I don't want 700 calories for breakfast. Well, then I can eliminate the tuna and go back to a more reasonable caloric breakfast, okay? So that's really what it is. And really the magic of calorie counting and tracking is that we want to find that number where if I eat that many calories, I'm still going to lose the fat that I want, but not make that number so low that it's miserable and I'm starving all the time. And that's what we're going to find together through doing this. But when you do that, you find that number, you're not miserable because you're eating enough food. You still have some freedom to eat some of the stuff you love. And then lastly, you're not eating too much where you're not getting results. And that's the number we're trying to find, and that's what this app's going to help you do. So welcome to MyFitnessPal. That's how you use it. Those are the basics. So if you have any questions, let me know. All right.